Yesterday, streamer Mizkif filed a defamation lawsuit against his ex-girlfriend, Imru. Over the past week, we've been covering the allegations levied at Mizkif by his ex-girlfriend, ranging from assault, domestic abuse, essay, and more. However, the whole situation has escalated now that Mizkif is taking it to the courts, alleging that Imru and Asmongold worked together to defame him, along with showing a letter sent to him by OTK demanding all of his remaining shares in the company, totaling over 1 million, where OTK claims that Mizkif violated multiple agreements along with disparaging the company in many different ways. Also, other various clips have made the rounds online of Mizkif and Imru's relationship, showing some of the lowlights of their interactions. There's a lot to get into, so welcome to the internet versus Mizkif's lawsuit. It starts when other various old clips of Mizkif and Imru were making the rounds online, like this clip that Yi posted with the caption, "A 2022 clip of Mizkif appearing to maul at Imru over finding molded cheese in his fridge is making waves on LSF."
What? What?
You're in trouble.
Why? What did I do?
A chubby found something that's yours.
Huh?
Show chat.
Ew! What the
That's
fuck?
yours. It's literally yours.
That's mine? I'm sorry, I didn't know it was in there.
Then why'd you buy it? Why don't you show chat your show and tell?
Ew, bro. Ew.
Show chat.
No, I don't want to touch it. Ew!
You see it, chat? It's fungus.
Are you sure that's mine?
Yeah.
I don't remember buying that, which means if I did buy it, it's been there
This
for
is
a
not
long
even
time.
like. I don't even know how. It looks like it's evaporated. You see it? Can they see it? This is not. Why are you saying ew me? This is hers. She's been addicted to playing Overwatch and not paying attention to her food. Should I keep holding it here?
No, dude. Throw it away.
You want it?
No, stop.
Chat, you want it? Yes? Here.
Dude, just throw it away.
They said they want it. Here. Take it. Slap it on the screen. I've never seen moldy cheese like this. This is the most disgusting thing in the world.
Yeah, that's gross.
This is gross. Leave Emmy alone and throw it away. Okay, I'll stay here and I won't throw it away. I got you, dude.
Dude, just throw it away. It's so gross.
I'll do the exact opposite. I'll stay here and I'll just keep it right in your face so you have to stare at it the whole time.
Let's run them over.
What, are you winning?
Yeah.
Are you actually good?
No.
Why do you look like you're in distress?
'Cause you're stressing me out.
For maximum cooperative behavior. Stay sharp. It's harder to keep you alive.
And Maru replies, "Other couples. Oh, by the way, babe, I threw away your cheese. It was molding. There, problem solved." And Sip replies, "Meanwhile, it takes him 2.37 minutes telling her off. He just wanted to be on stream because he's jealous." Jay says, "To make a scene and shame her on her own stream is abuser mentality." And Lilac replies, "Narcissistic behavior. They get off on making people feel bad because it makes them feel good to get a one-up, even over trivial things, even against their own loved ones. It makes me sick." Toby says, "It was okay for the first 10 seconds just for the lols, but damn, he just kept standing there with it." And Andy replies, "And she keeps playing like she is a teenager with zero responsibilities. The game is over and she still does not move a muscle and throwing it away herself. The responsibility part makes a lot of sense now." And the bride replies, "Maybe if he had gone about it like a normal person, then she would have felt inclined to do so. Nobody wants to do anything for someone if they're being a passive-aggressive jerk." Skaze replies to Andy by saying, "Did you know normal humans share responsibility with each other, especially if they are supposed to be part partners. And over on Reddit, OK Deer also posted on the livestream fail subreddit with a caption, Mizkif finds molded cheese in his fridge, takes it out on Emmy, and he follows up his post by saying, about 15 minutes after this happened, power went out and the stream turned off. Russell posts in his offline chat that Miz turned off the power, attaching this screenshot of messages from Russell going bottom to top of Russell saying, bruh, Miz turned out the power. No idea. Hello? I guess I'll go back live. Sometime later, Hachabi and Russell suddenly changed their stories and pretend they had inserted a hairdryer into the power outlet and it caused the power to be knocked out. This was after Russell made the comments about Miz turning off the power, and there was a lot of online chatter about it. People were comparing it to earlier incidents with Meyer where he were to turn off the router if her viewer count was too high. Read on for the DM leaks. Happened after her stream was over. DM leaks. Imru accidentally leaked some private Discord DM screenshots a year later after this happened while alt-tabbing around 2023. The clip is late 2022. One of the screenshots shows us what happened that day directly after this stream. And here is the picture of the screenshot leak, but OP also just types it out so it's easier to read on their post. Mizkif says to Imru roughly 15 minutes after this clip with the moldy cheese, he says, good job. Make the chat hate me more. Fucking garbage. Don't come into my room and leave me alone. And Imru replies, that wasn't my intention. I just didn't like the bag being in my face and was getting upset. I'm sorry. Large Ad replies to the post by saying, that chatter in the last frame that said Mizkif learn what consent is. An Excellent Onion replied, there's another one at 2 minutes 22 that's like, Mizkif disregarding consent. That's new. Protect the Doll says, I'm beginning to think that this Mizkif fellow is a bit of an unpleasant character. And Thornson replies, funny how my intuition made me hate this sleazebag for some reason. Seems I was right. And Vex Machine says, I'm with you. I never liked him. And Awake replies, he definitely had an aura. Electrical Work says, this could have been a funny clip if he just showed it for a second and they both laughed about it. But the guy is literally trying to humiliate Emmy. It's uncomfortable to watch. And Reckless Brandon replies, any situation that starts off with him saying she's in trouble and her reacting like it's definitely not the first time he said that to her is not gonna be funny. And Mad Rainer replies, the saddest fucking part about this clip is how she literally flinches multiple times as he's waving that bag next to her. She absolutely expects him to throw it in her face since, like you said, not her first rodeo with this jackass. Graham counter quotes Mizkif saying in the clip, she's been addicted to playing Overwatch and not been paying attention to her food. And Graham counter captions is, translation, she's been addicted to playing Overwatch and not paying attention to me. He tweets out this clip with the caption, Soda and NMP talk Mizkif's LSF brigading allegations.
Heard through the grapevine that Ms. Brigades LSF. Do we know anything about that?
We know a little something about that.
Do we? Isn't it public?
I mean, what does public mean?
Because I don't remember where the fuck I saw it from.
Oh, it was a
I'm
it was a
asking-
Reddit post. I mean, it was Reddit 4 days ago, posted by Sir Comes a Lot 69.
Was it actually?
Yeah,
I don't look at Emmy's Reddit or Ms. I just look at LSF.
yeah, that's what it was.
So Ms. Brigade's Reddit. That's insane because it makes sense though, because. Yeah, you brigade Reddits. You control the narrative. I just can't fathom actually going that far.
Well, the thing is,
same with viewbotting. It's like, yeah, you viewbot, you get higher
but the
sections.
thing is, it just works.
It does. I hate it.
We got brigaded on our Emmy episode. I don't know like by who or anything, but there were a ton of accounts that would post and within seconds, immediately 60 upvotes, and they were always burner accounts that were like just created, no subscribers. The name pattern was always the same, and it was basically gibberish. And it was really annoying because I was trying to leave in any real criticism because, people love to shit on us. I love it too. Sometimes I pin them.
No, it's like it's an overly positive community.
But I don't
sport.
like when it's synthesized, obviously.
Yeah.
And something happened when we published that episode. It was coordinated. And I don't know where it came from. I don't care. But like the fake shit is not
where
cool.
It came from.
I mean, it's a thing. And before Emmy did her video, like Miz was getting talked about in a positive light out of nowhere. He was doing a fucking vibe change because
he had a good stream with Erob, and then Lud, said.
But it
some
makes
stuff.
me wonder, like,
so
were those Reddit?
Have you heard of like the dead internet theory?
Yes, of course.
So like, I'm not kidding you because I spend a lot of my time online, look at stuff. A lot of stuff is fabricated. Like humans don't want to believe this, but they are essentially. We are all essentially like sheep getting herded.
Yes,
and we don't even know it.
Well, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, like so let's say like there's a thread, right? And you open it up and you start reading because we're both Redditors, and you see the top comments. You're already gonna kind of be biased to the ones that have the most upvotes because everyone wants to be like,
No, you want to be. Well, that's the same thing with view botting. Everyone wants to go to the stream with the views. It is true.
And Isa replies, Soda is just a Twitch viewer at this point. Sodium says, I mean, everyone has known this for years. Nick looking panicked in the first 10 seconds, trying not to talk about until Soda continued it, is an interesting look though. And he also tweets at this clip, Asmongold thinks Mizkif and his community brigade Reddit.
No, I think he does. I think that he brigades Reddit. I think his community brigades like crazy. And like now I feel like, it's going to be hard to do that considering the situation. But yeah, I think for sure. And again, I mean, how else do you explain why there is such a disproportionate viewpoint of one person in one area that's relatively small, but all of the other larger areas are all hyper negative? Like, well, I mean, what do you think it is? It's obviously that it's inauthentic. So yeah, that's what I would say more than anything else, right? I think that that's really what's going on, and that's what he's doing. And astroturfing bullshit, yeah, I think he's in on it for sure. And I mean, if the leaks are true, I mean, I don't know, right? Because I didn't post them, but here's one thing. I don't know if this is like Appleboy or Flux, whoever the fuck these people are. I think they're his mods. If they went and did this, and this is real, then yeah, obviously they're brigading. So, like, if you see any positive stuff about Miz that has, like, 100 upvotes, like, between, like, 20 to 100 upvotes, it probably is fake. It's probably fake. So, yeah, I don't know. And TOS violation now? Well, I mean, like, if it's view botting, for sure. But, like, we're not talking about view botting, right? I mean, maybe he is, maybe he's not, right? I mean, but, like, I'm talking about, this is posts on Reddit, stuff like this.
He'd also post this clip with the caption, Soda and NMP talk Mizkif.
So most people in life don't ever get to date someone like a Maya Higa or an Imaru. He dated both and fucked them both up.
Dude, it's actually crazy.
That to me, why is no one talking about that?
Yeah.
Like that, like first, that is insane.
Yeah, Moving on. So we're going in at the whole Miz and Emmy drama. I'm trying to think of what else we can really talk about in the whole bullshit that happened, right?
Yeah.
We got the phone getting thrown. I want your thoughts on that.
The phone getting thrown.
Because
to be fair, one of us here was accidentally hit by a secret Hitler brick and started bleeding.
That was me, from Milena, yes.
It was an accident.
Yes, but she did throw it at me. Like, she was throwing it at me. Yeah. But she didn't throw it hard. It just, the corner of this wooden brick hit me right on the pelvic bone, where it's just bone, and so obviously it took skin off.
Yeah.
But in Miz's case, he throws his phone across the room, aiming for the bed, but he does that while Emmy is in the bed.
Yeah,
and apparently it didn't just happen once, it happened multiple times. If I threw my phone at the bed, because I'm just that lazy, and I'm like, right, throwing the phone, which I've done before, not from crazy distances.
I don't think I've ever thrown my phone.
If I accidentally hit Vey with my phone while I would never do it again. If I gave her a black eye, I would leave my phone in different rooms.
This story is confirmed, right? Miz confirmed that this happened?
Yeah. He went on his stream and he started trying to tell people, because I think he wanted to control the narrative and be like, guys, I don't throw my phone at her like a baseball. I'm just lobbing it onto my bed. Which he literally got up from his chair and reenacted it.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I remember that now.
So, and Emmy got a black eye from it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, apparently he does it a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
he's just a physical guy like
so
that.
So the thing about Miz is like, you're right. He is a physical guy. He's a man from New Jersey, a boy from New Jersey. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Have you ever like touched Miz? No, like seriously.
Not.
He is a thick boy.
Yes, he
is.
He
is fucking diesel.
Yeah, he is.
He got them wrestler genes in him. So, Yeah, it's true. It's sad like that we have to go through that sort of stuff. You know, and I've reached out to Emmy over the time, be like, yo, you know, if you ever need to come over, you know, we have a safe space here at this house.
And P and Pook replies, NMP with the simp take. Backwater Citizen replies, plenty of people have healthy relationships without ever getting a black eye from a misplaced phone. The bar is truly on the floor. Polka and Dot says, most people in life never get to date someone like Amaya Imuru. Nick still seeing women the same as when he was a teenager is the funniest shit. This man is like 48. He tweets out this clip with the caption, Asmongold mocks Mizkif for failing to deliver so far on his nukes.
You know, I don't know what happened, but like he just didn't even go live. Remember, like Miz was talking about like it's time for me to go, you know, demon mode. Like where's the whole clip about this? Yeah, it's time to go full demon mode.
Sub. It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point.
What happened?
It's full demon time. Why not?
Where's it at?
It is time to go full demon time.
Where you
Just
going?
letting you know. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known. And it is time to go
What are
full
we waiting
demon
on?
time.
Yo.
What's going on?
Why not?
We just decided not to do this.
Let's watch the world burn.
Oh.
Here, I'm taking out of sub-only mode.
I was waiting for
There you
this.
go. What's up, chat?
Man.
Let's watch the world fucking burn. If people want to act like this, I see some people saying some very obtuse things.
Yeah, obtuse. Obtuse.
We can watch the world burn. Fuck it.
This
Obtuse,
guy thought
yes.
he was the Joker, and it turns out he was just a joke. Ain't that sad? What happened to demon mode? It looks like he got an exorcism. It's just too bad, isn't it? What a shame. Wow. What a clown. I know. And maybe his lawyers told him not to. He probably right. Shouldn't have said it then. Shouldn't have been talking shit. Shouldn't have been talking shit. And that's it. His lawyer stepped in. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something, right? And did Emmy comment on music video? I don't know if she did. I think she probably just trying to live her own fucking life, man, if you want me to be honest, right?
Then a lawsuit from Mizkif dropped on Imru, Asmongold, OTK, Mythic Talent, and King Gaming Labs. And it's only about 10 pages, so we're just going to read the lawsuit for you, exactly what he is accusing each of them of, and the various clips and tweets that he references. It starts off with just legal definitions, such as at the beginning it says plaintiff's original complaint. Then it just defines all the different parties, Matthew Ronaldo being Mizkif, and all the other people involved. If you want to pause to read, you can, but into the actual meat of the allegations, it starts here saying, factual background. For the past decade, Matthew Ronaldo has been working tirelessly to build a career in the demanding live streaming and content creation field, primarily on YouTube, a video sharing platform, and Twitch, a live streaming platform. Through years of efforts, Ronaldo built his online presence under the handle Mizkif, leading him to a multi-million follower presence across various social media platforms. Ronaldo's entire professional life has, during all relevant times, centered around streaming and content creation. Ronaldo became one of the most successful creators on Twitch with a following of 2.2 million viewers as of October 2025. He was known for collaborating with other streamers, playing video games, and discussing various issues with his followers and subscribers through Twitch's chat feature. In 2021, he won Best Just Chatting Streamer at the Streamer Awards. The community that Ronaldo developed, along with his industry connections with other streamers, his personal reputation, and his business goodwill, allowed him to develop a successful business with multiple income streams from subscribers, ad placements on his videos, sponsorships, and more. In 2020, along with certain other high-profile streamers, Ronaldo founded the One True King media brand and incorporated defendant OTK, which he remains a part owner of to this day. Defendant Shunk, which is Imru, joined the OTK ownership in 2022. Through the acts and omissions described below, defendants Shunk, Hoyt, which is Asmongold, and OTK have, acting in concert, wrongfully and baselessly accused Ronaldo of serious criminal activity for no purpose other than to harm him, his reputation, and his business, and wrest from him control of the companies that he helped build. Ronaldo and defendant Shunk began dating in 2022. The relationship was not easy on either side. They would routinely face harassment from Shunk's followers, some of whom were stalking Shunk. They got into arguments regularly, and Shunk threatened to enter herself in many of these arguments. Shunk would dress and behave in ways that Ronaldo thought made her unsafe in the light of the ongoing stalking from some of her followers. At the end of the relationship, Shunk expressed her desire to marry Ronaldo and raise children within the next 5 years. Ronaldo, contemplating the tumultuous nature of their relationship at that point, could not agree to do so. He called off their relationship and moved from Austin to Los Angeles in January 2025. 10 months later, on October 24th, 2025, Shunk hosted a live stream on Twitch. On the live stream, she lied and baselessly accused Ronaldo of psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, essay, and threats of blackmail. These slanderous accusations were made live before an audience of tens of thousands and have since been viewed millions of times across various platforms. In the same live stream, Shunk gives accounts of their relationship that clearly do not support the allegations that she levied. For example, in her own description of the perpetrated essay, Shunk states she and Ronaldo were kissing. He tried to initiate intercourse, she made clear she did not want to, and he stopped, respecting the line that she had drawn. A attaching a quote from Imru, but we'll just attach the viral clip that Yeet posted, and we'll have black and white for the other context of the clip, and then it'll be in color for what Mizkif quoted Imru saying.
And I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying, without checking if I was okay or anything.
Back to the lawsuit, it continues. Nonetheless, she continued to defame Ronaldo and portray him as a perpetrator of SA in a video she knew full well would be viewed by millions. That very same day, OTK sent Ronaldo a letter purporting to terminate his interest in the company. OTK claimed it was entitled to do so based on, quote, the nature of Imru's allegations. Imru is the handle under which defendant Shunk operates her streaming and content creation business. OTK's letter is attached here to as Exhibit A. And attached is Exhibit A. It was October 24th of 2025, where the letter says, second notice of termination and repurchase, a demand for repayment. Dear Matt, on or about November 6th of 2023, OTK Media Inc. issued you its first notice of termination and repurchase from OTK, the first notice. As described therein, the first notice was issued as a result of your material breach of your owner's agreement between you, OTK, and its company affiliates dated October 20th, 2022, owner's agreement. Specifically, OTK referenced your course of misconduct, including multiple instances of unwanted physical contact/violence, as the basis for its determination to terminate your engagement with OTK and exercise OTK's rights to repurchase all of your shares of OTK stock in accordance with the promissory note dated November 6, 2023, and as subsequently amended, effective January 24th, 2025, the OTK promissory note. OTK has now learned that you have furthered your course of misconduct involving violence, threats, disparaging remarks, and blatant disregard for OTK and its company's affiliates, collectively the company, including, without limitation, King Gaming Labs Inc., KGL, and Mythic Talent Management Inc., Mythic. As a result, the company must take additional actions to address your misconduct and ultimately terminate any and all relationships between you and the company, as fully set forth below. Your continued pattern of misconduct and breach of the owner's agreement have caused OTK, KGL, and Mythic to terminate their respective agreements with you and pursue claims against you. As recently as Saturday, October 18th, 2025, at TwitchCon in San Diego, California, you made threatening remarks directed at Imru, an OTK owner, even after learning that she was the victim of sexually motivated assault during a meet and greet. Upon information and belief, your threats to Imru were made through individuals adjacent to both OTK and Imru's personal business, and they pertained to potential allegations against you by Imru of an exceedingly sensitive nature, the allegations. Upon learning of the potential allegations, you threatened personal and professional harm to Imru in an effort to silence her from publicizing her allegations against you, the threats. While OTK is not involved in nor aware of the content of such personal matter that you or Imru may have with each other, OTK will not tolerate threats or misconduct by you towards members of the OTK community. The nature of Imru's allegations in tandem with your hostile response to them, i.e. the threats, represent only the latest but yet some of the most egregious instances of your misconduct in violation of your owner's agreement. In addition, on other recent occasions, you made and published disparaging remarks about OTK and its talent on social media in contravention of the terms of the owner's agreement and its associated social media policy, including but not limited to the following statements, the disparaging remarks. And here is the first clip attached, posted by best friend Kick.
Can you like get less hate?
Well, yeah, if I get my reputation back.
Right, okay.
But I don't know how to get my reputation back because I feel like I'm so far in the deep end, I might as well keep swimming. You smell me? Like, fuck streamers, fuck all of them,
yep.
Fuck everybody, fuck FaZe Clan, fuck the fourth floor, fuck OTK, fuck everybody. I'm just gonna start being a solo streamer. I never needed anybody, they needed me. at the end of the day, I was always supporting them, but they never supported me at the end. So fuck all these people, bro.
We should just do a therapy session.
No, I already talked to my offline chat today.
Oh.
Straight up. Like, fuck this shit. Fuck everybody. I'm a 30-year-old man. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm living my life the way I want to live it. Fuck all these people. I don't give a shit. What? Was that cultural appropriation?
I honestly... I lost my black card.
Wait, but I saw Valkyrie do that.
Did she actually?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey, do your thing, man.
Well, she was in VR.
Oh.
Is this racist?
I don't think so, no.
How is this racist, chat?
Just go ra-ta-ta-ta.
Don't Mexicans say the N-word nowadays?
Say it.
Ra-ta-ta. Don't Mexicans just say the N-word like they just say anything nowadays?
Yeah,
They kind of stole the word.
I don't have a lot of Mexican friends, so I really can't say.
Oh.
But,
Yeah, they do. They do.
Just say you're Italian.
But that's the thing. The next step in the verse, like in the world, is Mexican, and then probably next dark is probably Italian.
Next dark?
Well, next, like the 50 Shades.
Oof. All right. Yeah, you know.
Like I'd say the bottom is probably like minx. Right.
And here is the second clip attached in the document.
So you started a gaming organization back in 2020 called OTK. I'm curious, was that profitable, and what was the purpose behind doing it?
So OTK, the point of it was to basically create an org where we all make content together, and then we would one day sell the org, right? We wanted to sell OTK to a company where it's like, hey, you're in charge of this now, and we basically take a step back. At around this time of my age, I was like, I'm around, when we're all 30, 35, whatever, we take a step back. There's new young blood in the OTK sphere, and we just basically chill. Well, that failed miserably, because the truth is, orgs in general, just no one wanted to buy it. And it makes sense why you don't want to buy it, right? In 2018, it was such a hot word, org, group. 100 Thieves sold for $100 million or something like that. They made a ton of money off that deal. But when we got in too late. And all the companies started becoming smart. And they're just like, okay, well, because it was me and Asman were the two biggest people. They're like, okay, but what happens if Mizkif and Asman take a huge break? And we're like, oh, well, that won't happen. Well, Asman did for 8 months. They know that. They're like, when Asman took a break, you guys lost a lot. What happens when one of your streamers gets canceled? What happens when there's a controversy? It you over the whole business. So unless you guys are squeaky clean Teletubbies, you're basically asking for this to be a failure, and no one took the bite. We did not get it. We got, the truth is, it just didn't make sense for anyone to ever purchase. And it didn't make sense to really run and operate. So now it's very small. I don't do OTK anymore because I moved here. They're all in Texas. But the thing is, we still have Mythic Talent, which is our agency. It's an umbrella, so it's under it. And we do have Starforge systems, Starforge PCs. They're huge.
And the statement continues, OTK has also recently learned that you have committed additional willful breaches of your owner's agreements by violating the exclusivity requirements of your talent management representation agreement with Mythic dated January 2nd, 2023, the representation agreement. Specifically, you engaged third-party agents to perform the agent services in direct violation of the representation agreement, resulting in you having entered into extra contractual agreements during the term with a total estimated value of more than $4 million. As you know, Mythic is entitled to its management fee under the representation agreement for each agreement entered into during the term of the representation agreement, irrespective of whether the agreement properly reported to or negotiated by Mythic. As such, Mythic is entitled to more than $600,000 in overdue management fees, the overdue management fees, relating to your extra contractual agreements made outside of the representation agreement. In addition, Mythic is entitled to 5% interest per year on all overdue management fees, plus costs and attorney's fees associated with enforcement of the representation agreement. In a manner consistent with your prior misconduct, the allegations, threats, disparaging remarks, and your willful breach of the representation agreement, together the misconduct, clearly tend to injure the success of OTK and its affiliates, pose a present and future liability to OTK, and publicly bring OTK into disrepute, in addition to being offensive, vulgar, scandalous, and defamatory. Not only does the misconduct constitute the latest example of your habitual breach of your owner's agreement, including but not limited to the provisions of sections 1B, 4C, 4D, 7E, and the social media policy contained on Schedule 1, but it sends a clear message that you do not value your relationship with the company, nor are you aligned aligned with the company's best interest. At the time of the first notice, the company elected not to exercise its termination and repurchase rights under the owner's agreement on behalf of KGL, although it explicitly reserved the right to do so in the event of any future breach by you of the owner's agreement. In light of the foregoing misconduct, please be advised that a majority of the board of directors have elected to terminate the owner's agreement on behalf of KGL and to repurchase the entirety of your 93,012 vested and unvested shares of KGL. In accordance with the terms of the owner's agreement effective immediately, you will no longer render any services to KGL, nor will you be publicly affiliated with the company in any way whatsoever. As such, and pursuant to Section 2D of the owner's agreement, please immediately remove all references to the company and any use of any company IP, as defined therein, from your social media, websites, and anywhere else you may indicate affiliation. As were the circumstances of OTK's previous repurchase of your stock, all shares of KGL stock held by you will be repurchased on such terms and as set forth in the promissory note attached hereto as Exhibit A. Notwithstanding your separation from OTK and KGL, all other existing agreements that you have with the company will not terminate and will remain in full force and effect, including without limitation the surviving sections of the owner's agreement, your LOA letter, and your PIIA, collectively the existing agreements. Furthermore, the aforementioned misconduct and your continued complete and utter disregard for the provisions of the owner's agreement have now given rise to certain rights and obligations under the OTK promissory notes. As a preliminary matter, please accept this letter as notice that OTK has hereby elected to purchase the remainder of your shares in OTK pursuant to Section 1B of the OTK promissory notes. In addition, please be advised that OTK, through the determination of a majority of its board of directors, has voted to exercise its right to terminate and cancel the OTK promissory notes pursuant to Section 3B thereof. Accordingly, all 1,109,139 shares of OTK that were eligible for repurchase pursuant to the owner's agreement and the OTK promissory notes have hereby immediately vested as property of OTK without any further payments or obligation owed to you. Moreover, as a result of the disparaging remarks and your continued breach of the owner's agreement, Section 3B of the OTK promissory note dictates that you must refund all amounts remitted to you in connection therewith. Therefore, in addition to the overdue management fees in excess of $600,000 that is subject to collection by Mythic, OTK hereby demands that you remit payments to OTK in the amount of $296,000, accounting for a full refund of all funds remitted to you under the OTK promissory notes by no later than November 1st, 2025. In the event you fail or refuse to do so, the company will utilize every legal remedy available to it to recover the full amount due and owing under the representation agreement and the OTK promissory note, in addition to costs and attorney fees associated with the enforcement thereof. The terms of this letter are confidential information of the company and are protected from disclosure pursuant to existing agreements between you and OTK. As such, you shall not divulge, publish, or otherwise communicate the terms of this letter or any existing agreements. You must cease and desist from publishing any public messaging in connection with your relationship with the company, and any actual or threatened breach of confidentiality by you will be met with swift legal action by the company. In no way has the company and/or its legal representatives provided you with any sort of legal advice or recommendation regarding your termination from the company. The company reserves all rights. If you should have any questions regarding this letter, please contact me. Otherwise, OTK expects full and complete compliance with this letter. OTK wishes you all the best in your future endeavors. Very truly yours, OTK Media. By Mohammed. But back to the lawsuit. This letter asserted a number of purported breaches of the owner's agreement. No such breaches occurred. Nonetheless, OTK asserted that it was reclaiming Ronaldo's 1.1 million shares of OTK without payments. This letter further asserted Ronaldo owed amounts in excess of $600,000 to Mythic for, quote, management fees, end quote, relating to purported breaches that did not occur. Through OTK, Mythic demanded repayment of these allegedly owed fees. Furthermore, the letter falsely asserted Ronaldo violated his agreement with King, purported to reclaim Ronaldo's 93,000 shares of stock in King, and demanded payment of $296,000 as a result of purported breaches that, again, did not occur. Mythic, King, and OTK made no serious investigation or inquiry into the basis for or truth of Shunk's allegations before repudiating their agreements with plaintiffs. Again, Mythic, King, and OTK did not even ask Ronaldo for comment or any information in his possession disproving the allegations. Instead, a few days after Shunk's defamatory livestream, OTK, perpetrating the defamation, put out a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, that it, quote, fully supports its co-owner and sister Amaru and stands by her side and admires her strength in coming forward and sharing her story, end quote. In this statement, OTK falsely claimed it had terminated its relationships with Ronaldo, quote, some time ago for reasons unrelated to the recent events. Hoyt, who streams under the handle Asmongold, is a part owner of OTK. Since Shunk's livestream, Hoyt has continuously defamed Ronaldo on a near daily basis. He has claimed, inter alia, Ronaldo should be in jail, claimed he was abusing and manipulating others, hurting other people, and becoming an aggressor. For example, in a livestream that has since been uploaded to YouTube, where it garnered 1.9 million views as of the date of this filing, Hoyt states directly that Ronaldo was, quote, the aggressor and abuser, end quote, in the relationship with with Shunk. Hoyt would then qualify his statement by saying, at least allegedly, but it disclaimed that disclaimer itself by saying he has to say that for legal reasons. Hoyt has on a near daily basis reaffirmed the truth of Shunk's allegations before his millions of followers. Hoyt also claimed on his livestream that there was another, again unspecified, act of misconduct that was the reason Ronaldo was removed from OTK. This is in direct contrast to OTK's own account as provided in its letter of October 24. Hoyt falsely accused Ronaldo of threatening Shunk's employees at TwitchCon, a recent streaming convention. Hoyt has enriched himself personally by advertising revenues and subscription fees garnered from his smear campaign against Ronaldo. Even some of Hoyt's own viewership noted that he was, quote, drama baiting for views. The combined coordinated actions of Shunk, Hoyt, OTK, Mythic, and King have caused serious and lasting damage to Ronaldo's personal reputation and his business. Since the defamation occurred, Ronaldo has been losing followers and subscribers on a daily basis. Ronaldo anticipates the loss of existing sponsorships and increased difficulty in securing future sponsorships. Regretfully, the extreme nature of the misconduct here has compelled Ronaldo to file suit. Count 1, breach of contract, OTK King. Plaintiffs incorporate the allegations of paragraphs 1 through 32 by reference as if set forth fully herein. OTK breached its ownership agreement with Ronaldo by purporting to oust him from ownership when no event of breach or default giving it authority to take such action had occurred. OTK acknowledged it took no effort to investigate the alleged breaches, claiming in its own words that, quote, OTK is not involved in nor aware of the content of such personal matter that Ronaldo or Imru may have with each other, end quote. Nonetheless, OTK anticipatorily breached its contract with Ronaldo based on Shunk's allegations. Similarly, King breached its agreements with plaintiffs by purporting to divest them of their stock in King when no breach or event of default permitting a same had occurred. These breaches of contract have caused damage to plaintiffs by purporting to divest them of over 1 million shares of stock owned in OTK and King. Counts 2, defamation, Shunk, Hoyt. Plaintiffs incorporate the allegations of paragraphs 1 through 37 of the complaint as if set forth fully herein. Defendants Shunk and Hoyt have repeatedly published untrue defamatory statements concerning Ronaldo to an audience of millions, painting him as a rapist, domestic abuser, and emotional abuser. These statements were made with actual malice. Shunk and Hoyt knew at the time that they published these statements that they were false. On belief and information, Shunk and Hoyt knew they stood to benefit from Ronaldo's oyster from OTK and the associate companies, and coordinated the timing of their statements to maximize the injury inflicted to plaintiffs. These statements have caused severe damage to plaintiffs' reputation and business and have caused severe emotional distress and mental anguish. Count 3, declaratory judgment, OTK, Mythic, King. Plaintiffs incorporate the allegations of paragraphs 1 through 41 of the complaint as if set forth fully herein. An actual controversy exists between plaintiffs, OTK, Mythic, and King concerning the purported breaches that defendants allege plaintiffs committed and the efficacy of defendants' attempts to unlawfully divest plaintiffs of their interest in the companies. An actual controversy exists between plaintiffs, OTK, and Mythic concerning the amounts demanded by OTK and Mythic for unlawful management fees, which are neither due nor owning. An actual controversy exists between plaintiffs and OTK concerning the wrongfully accelerated promissory note, which OTK had no legal basis to make a demand upon. The court has jurisdiction to issue declaratory judgment under 28 USC. Attorney's fees. Based on the actions of OTK, Mythic, and King, Ronaldo has been forced to retain the undersigned counsel to protect his interests and is accruing legal fees. Pursuant to this code, Ronaldo and Mizkif Enterprises are entitled to recover their reasonable and necessary attorney's fees. They are further entitled to attorney's fees under this code in connection with the declaratory relief sought. Plaintiffs further claim any entitlement to attorney's fees that they may have at law or in equity. Damages. Plaintiffs have been damaged by the acts and omissions of the defendants in the following ways: reputational harm, loss of business goodwill, loss of earnings, loss of future earning potential, emotional distress, and mental anguish. Conclusion and prayer. Wherefore, premises considered, plaintiffs Ronaldo and Mizkif Enterprises pray this honorable court after trial enter judgment against defendants, awarding plaintiffs such damages as determined by the finder of fact, awarding plaintiffs reasonable and necessary attorney's fees, awarding plaintiffs pre- and post-judgment interest and the maximum rate allowed by law, declaring that OTK, King, and Mythic have no claims against plaintiffs, declaring that OTK and King's attempts to divest the plaintiffs of their interests in the companies at issue were ineffective as a matter of law, and granting such other and farther relief as to which plaintiffs may prove themselves entitled at law or in equity. And that is the end of the lawsuits. Now back over to Twitter. Yoxic replies to Yeet posting the lawsuit with this picture of Imru and all of her Kirby plushies here, and the caption, "Your Honor, She threw plushies at me. Sarosin says, bro realizes Asmongold could literally bankrupt him. There's no way he has more cash than the Roach King. Emerald Apple says, Mizkif is going to get cooked in Discovery. Legal Mindset tweets out a picture of the lawsuit and captions it by saying, Mizkif is going to lose this lawsuit so hilariously. I will need to supersize my popcorn for this one. He has opened himself up to complete reputational destruction while suffering the pain of discovery and legal fees. Been traveling, but will review on my next stream. Willie Mack tweets out someone talking about the lawsuit and captions it by saying, how is Mizkif suing Amaru for defamation when his live stream was him admitting to everything she claimed? And the Undoxable replies, did you even read what you linked? Of course he's suing them. Who on God's green earth wouldn't? They're trying to snatch $1.6 million from him. And Barney Jack says, would love to see the contract he signed. If it had conduct detrimental to the org, that would give them the legal right to do so. But again, it depends on the contract wording. And the Undoxable says, I've never heard of anything where they snatch shares you own in a company back from you without compensation. That sounds legitimately insane and like something no lawyer would ever tell you to sign. But I don't know, maybe. And Barney Jack says, well, if it was worded like my company 401k matching, with that, I have to work there 5 years. If I quit or get fired, all the money matched and the interest from that money is removed. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but again, I don't know the wording of the contract. And the Undoxable says, yeah, honestly, I was fully against Miz and all this until I read that contract. And now I'm wondering if they just stopped fucking with him and saw this as a means to get a clean break and a massive payday. Like, he is scum, but what they're doing is also crazy. Dexerto also tweets out about the Mizkif lawsuit, and Mujin quote tweets him by saying, bro thinks that getting soft plushies thrown at him is enough to sue for emotional distress. It's time to face reality, buddy. You're cooked. Tarot Card also posts about the lawsuit on the Livestream Fail subreddit, linking the court documents, and Sickening Secrets replies, I thought Zach's last name was Rar. And Your Balls says, it's not Roach, last name King. And Unlikely Ice says, no, that's pirate software. Professional Ad says, the OTK actions seem to explain Asmon nonstop commentary and constant threat of worse to come. Interesting to see how this all ends. And Nick Papadou says, you're not wrong on that, but the annoying thing is that we might not learn for a while since their lawyers could tell them not to talk about it. And Professional Ad replies, I doubt we'll hear much about it at all unless someone starts streaming and talking about it again like the Adriana Lee. I'd imagine he's pissed about the defamation, but OTK yoinking his shares and also looking for almost 1 mil on top is more likely the root of all this. Whatever you think about him, he's a massive part of what brought the org's success at the time it was relevant. And Tentreek says, he could have been a huge part of it succeeding, yes, but if he broke his contractual obligations, which could potentially have numerous morality and behavioral clauses, with a recovery clause in there, it's his own fault. I personally feel like this lawsuit is to keep people from bringing it up, exposing the more stuff that was supposed to be coming out, and hopes that people's brain rot memory will forget about everything, and at some point, him returning to streaming to what few viewers he might have left. Visual Abstract also posts a article about the whole lawsuit situation on the Livestream Fail subreddit, and Isno replies, wouldn't he have to prove that the claims are false? And ain't there evidence, even his own admission, about them? Isn't that like the crucial point of defamation, that it has to be verifiably false? Seems like a Hail Mary on his part. And Unlikely Ice replies, he'd also have to prove that even if the claims are false, that Imru and Asmongold knew they were false and maliciously lied in order to damage him financially, and also prove that his finances were damaged by these claims. There's a reason defamation is notoriously hard to win in America. The Vinster420 says his own stream did more damage. And Tig Birdie says, when he said that she abused him with throwing plushies and in the next sentence says he punches holes in the wall, I laughed so hard. And Bogless Mobile Account says, I mean, yeah, but counterpoint, the justice system isn't really known for punishing abusers. Best Friend also tweets out a screenshot of the OTK letter that we read earlier in this video, and Slicker weighs in and replies to this post by saying, Mizkif contributed so much to OTK, not gonna lie, this is sad. Rats everywhere. Ellis replies, you literally stole from all your friends. Regis says, going out on a limb for the only streamer with a worse reputation than you. Nicholas replies, the only rat is you. Never forgetting you scamming that cancer patient. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives, Geeko, Sal Salad, Codas Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next episode.